Welcome back. It's Sue Wilson again, and I've got another card to show you with my new New York borders. These are absolutely gorgeous to use as a background on your card too, and I thought I'd show you how to do that today. So to introduce the rest of the products we'll be using, I have the Trailing Ivy of the Finishing Touches collection. These make a beautiful addition to any of your floral elements on your cards. This is the New York border quarter and tag set, and it is so pretty. Love using this. Cuts like a dream. Oops. The Magical Butterflies has a whole bunch of different sized and shaped butterflies for you to use. And from the first release that I did, I'm just going to sneak in some faux quilled leaves because they're so pretty too. The sentiment comes from Just Right today. It's the Extra Grand Sentiments. Very bold and beautiful on your cards. And we're going to be using the Creative Expression self-adhesive sticky sheets. Okay, so let me set these all to the side. And I've actually gone ahead and cut my borders. I've got 6 of these that I've done out of coconut white card. And to get prepared, I took a piece of periwinkle card and covered it with a self-adhesive sticky sheet. So I'm just going to peel the backing off of this. And it's up to you whether you peel it off completely or you work in sections. I think sometimes it's easier to kind of work down the row starting from the top, so I think that's what I'll do today. I'm just going to peel it back and fold it right there. So starting with the New York border, and I've got, there's about 4 sections here, so I'm just going to line it up with the edge, and you'll have to excuse me while I lean in over my card to make sure that it's straight. Trying to get it right up to the edge of that. There we go. And what's nice is you can fold this down, push that back over into shape, and peel it back off so you know that your border has been stuck on there really nicely. So the next one, I'm going to offset that. So we're going to go this way and just kind of move those little peaks into place opposite of where the valleys are on the first one. Just try and get it all lined up nice and straight there. That looks pretty good. Same thing, just put it back into place. And don't worry about it going off the edge like that. We're going to trim it when it's all finished. I'm going to peel this back a tiny bit more and work around this way. And I'm going to try and line up the little embossed areas, or actually debossed areas on my border. So getting it as tight as I can there, moving it across. There we go. Push that down into place. Peel it back a little further. And number 4 here, and we're going to pop this over like this. Just get it as straight as we can. That looks okay. Use my paper to push that one down, and then we'll go ahead and peel this all the way off and get it out of our way. And line this one back to back with our last one. And lay it down into place. Go back over it. And number 6. Just pop that into place. That looks pretty good. There we go. So now I can just take a pair of scissors. You can use a guillotine cutter if you like, but since I have the scissors handy, I'm just going to pop that along the edge like this. There we go. Tidy this side up. So you can cut it to any size you like. Now, remember, I had that self-adhesive sticky sheet there, so all the part that's blue is still sticky. So what I'm going to do is clear a little spot here, bring in a piece of copy paper underneath me, and using the Diamond Snow glitter by Creative Expressions, I'm going to fill in all those areas. Just move it around with my finger and burnish it in. And let's move that back and push that all the way to the front. And just keep moving it around so that all of that sticky has been coated with the Diamond Snow. Tap that away, and let's just be tidy and put it back. So anything you don't use can go right back into the jar. There we go. Set this to the side. So you can see what a beautiful background those borders make, and with the addition of the diamond snow, you've got something that's just a little bit blingy, so it catches your eye. It's really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together with the base of the card that I've prepared. Just use a little bit of double-sided tape here. Put a couple on the edge here. Pop that into place. Oops, there we go, this direction. Let me lean into my area here a little bit and see if I can get that straight. Okay, that's nice. Now I'm going to show you how to make a really pretty flower. We have the white crochet ribbon, and it's about 1.5 inches wide. And what you need to do is cut it right down the center so you have it half the width. Okay, now that'll make a length this long will make 2 flowers since you're cutting it down the center. And it doesn't actually really matter how long it is. If you get to the end of your flower and decide you want it a little fuller, it's easy to add a little extra. Or if you get, say, 3/4 of the way done, think that's full enough, you can cut it. So I usually just start with about 18 inches roughly, and I take some red line super sticky tape, find the beginning of that, and on my mat, what I'm going to do is just catch that cut edge with the bottom of that tape. So I'm going to apply it like that. And as you can see, I'm kind of stretching that crochet ribbon out with my hand as I go and making sure that the tape catches the bottom of that cut ribbon. It doesn't have to be perfectly cut. Mine's not straight. Just needs to be roughly down the center of that. Okay. Let's get all the way to the end here. And we'll trim that and start it off. Now I'm right-handed, but I always start from the left and work that direction. Whatever you prefer is, you know, the way it'll work either way, so it's just a personal preference. There we go, got it. Let me peel that up. Okay. Now the first thing you want to do is to fold the end of it down at an angle, and that keeps the center of it from fraying where you've cut that edge, okay? And then the next thing I do is just roll. Get it started and roll it. I think it's easier to do it on a mat rather than a craft sheet because the tape doesn't always want to stick to the craft sheet, but it will stick to the mat nicely. So get that center of your flower, which is the like the tube part of it, going. And I like to hold it and let it hang next to me as I work. So from now, what we're going to do is just give it a really slight pleat and turn it. And with my left hand, I'm pinching all of that back into that center part. So you want to start out kind of small. You don't want it too full in the beginning. And as you go around, you can start to see it'll get a little bit wider there. Okay. Just pinch it and pleat it. It's got a tiny bit of a what I call like a learning curve because you've got something sticky on your hands, and it's I always try to equate this to like a cat getting its paws stuck. You know, you have that kind of moving your hand on and off of it, so you have to really get used to the feel of this. So it does take a tiny bit of practice, but I would say it's very, very easy to do, and you can always use any kind of ribbon you like to do this with. Same exact technique, so it's nice. It'll go across all of your products. So you can see that starting to fill out a little bit more. So I'm going to start to pleat it a tiny bit more, putting it around. And I like to get a little wiggle in there too. I think it gives it a really pretty look to it. There we go. A little bit more. You can hear my fingers pulling on and off that tape just so I can move it around. There. So each and every one of these you do is going to be completely different depending on how you pleat it and how you roll it. It's going to have your own personal signature to it. What's really nice about this ribbon is you can ink this too. So if you wanted to add a little bit of color, you can use the Cosmic Shimmer paints and change the color to match your project. It's really, really nice like that. Now when I get down to the very end of this, I do the same exact thing and fold that corner down so it doesn't fray either. and pull it around. There we go. So now we've got a really pretty flower to use on our card. If you want that a little bigger, the one that I have on the original card is a tiny bit fuller. You could add a little bit more to it. Totally your call. The thing is, you've touched that tape though, so you can't actually stick that onto your card like that. You'll have to use a glue dot, and then I like to secure it with the Cosmic Shimmer glue just to make sure it's on there really, really well. So I'm going to go back over. I've stamped the sentiment from the Just Right sentiment set. I've embossed it in white onto a piece of periwinkle card. And I'm going to go ahead and put that into place right about there. Okay. And then we'll take our flower and we'll seed it. Get it exactly where we want it. I think I'll put a couple of glue dots on there. Right on the end of that. And you can push that down and really get it to fill out a little bit. Okay, and I've done some ivies and the faux quilled leaves, so let's bring those over and we can kind of put them in and around where we want them. So I think what I'll do is use a glue dot on this one and have it coming off from down below the flower, and I'll just kind of tuck it underneath there like that. It's really, really pretty. And I'll use one of the larger pieces of the ivy and have it coming off up the top like that. And I think the faux quilled leaves coming out from underneath are really, really pretty too. So I've cut this into a couple little pieces and I'm just going to shape it and form it upward a little bit. And I think I'll nip the back off of that a tiny bit. And we'll have that one coming out from behind as well. Just tuck it right underneath there. Like I said, you can use glue dots to do this and get it exactly where you want it, and then you can secure it with some glue afterwards to make sure that it's in place and it's solid on your card. And this was a little piece I nipped off of one of the ivies, and I just want a tiny little leaf coming forward. I'm going to put that right underneath there. That's really pretty. Now, I've got a floral element there, but I wanted something to go up here. So I've cut one of the butterflies from the Magical Butterfly, and it has a separate cutting edge. So I've used the two of them together, I've put some pearls in there. But I wanted some little antenna, and I cut just a tiny little sliver of card to use as an antenna on the butterfly. So I'm going to put it on with a glue dot behind the body, coming out from the top there. Poke that on. And I tell you what, I'm going to put one more glue dot on to secure them onto my card, down a little lower. And I never ever glue butterflies flat. I always give the wings a little bit of movement and leave them loose. Let me move these apart and we'll just get a little curl with our thumb on that. And we can put him in place right about like that, and then play with the wings and the antenna a little bit coming off from there. And it's nice to have them two different lengths too. You can cut them a little shorter however you want. Personal preference. There we go. So I think that's absolutely stunning. You could do this card in any color you like. It would be so beautiful. Your sentiment is general enough. You can use it for anything, or you can personalize it to whatever you need for your recipient. I do hope you've enjoyed the video today.